Hi, we're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined in studio now by Robert Lohr. She is the CEO of MMR Global. MMRF is their stock symbol. Bob, good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Now, I know you're a little bit frustrated this week. We had a conversation before going on the air, and you were talking about, what we call these internet stock market terrorists on the message boards. They write things they know nothing about. More often than not, they have no skin in the game. They probably aren't even shareholders, but they seem to take a delight in bashing small companies.
The frustration is not about these people, because these people are people that have nothing better to do with their lives. In many cases, they're unemployed, or in other cases, they're sitting there on their employer's dime, not doing their job, and chatting away on chat boards, trying to make themselves feel more important. What's the frustrating part about it is I look at the forums that they use, and I think about, if I was a Yahoo Finance, or I was an Investor Hub, why wouldn't I want to present a balanced view of the companies that are in our marketplace and try to generate revenue from those companies, rather than trying to sell $29 subscriptions to people who use the forum for slander, for libel, for attacks, and to expound on things they know absolutely nothing about?
Well, it's not unlike what we see in the sports world. I mean, there was a Super Bowl last week, and after the game,
I noticed that.
Yeah, and after the game, the wife of the losing team's quarterback made a comment while getting onto an elevator that her husband can't throw and catch the ball at the same time. Well, this spawned this incredible sports website bashing on both sides of the fence. And when they're doing this in the stock market, it's the same thing. These people have no skin in the game. They didn't play in the Super Bowl. They aren't on the team. They have no hope of being on the team. Many of these people who are doing these bashings online aren't involved whatsoever with the company. Let's face it. If a person was really that upset with the company they held stock in, they would sell the stock and be done with it.
Or they would at least call the company and try to get the facts.
Exactly.
But that's why talk radio is such a phenomenon. It's a forum for people to get their 15 minutes of fame,
right,
whether they deserve it or they have something value to say or not. And in this case, it's mostly gibberish that is based on nothing but somebody's hostility over an investment they made in another company, or there's probably people that have lost some money in our company, but it ain't over until it's over.
Exactly.
And MMRF is far from over. It's a great company with a lot of upside to it.
Well, let's talk about that, because last week on the program you were talking about billion-dollar valuations of your patents. I mean, you must think the company's tremendously undervalued at this point.
We've got a biotech patent portfolio that came out of our real reverse merger, that more than $180 million has been spent on the development of the intellectual property. We've got 8-figure licensing agreements on that properties. We've got health information technology patents that, by conservative estimates, are worth anywhere from $300 million to $800 million. If you add those numbers up on an intellectual property basis, that's $1 billion worth of IP. There are companies on the NASDAQ that trade with multi-billion-dollar valuations for pursuing those intellectual property patents. Translate to an MMR share price, and you've got a company trading now at 4 to 5 cents that should be trading at $1.50 to $2. And that's what's very frustrating. If people could really get their arms around the inherent value in this company, this is probably one of the most exciting undervalued companies on the OTC, which, by the way, is the other problem, the OTC, because people unfortunately go into that market, similar to what we talked about at the beginning of the show, and try to game the market in ways that just are disadvantaged to people who don't understand the market.
If you're paying attention to a message board, you're never going to see the kind of passion that we just saw from a CEO of a company. Bob, I want to congratulate you on that passion that you have for your company. That's the kind of thing that we like to do in this program, is show the dedication that the CEOs have for their companies and to their shareholders. Again, MMR Global, MMRF is a stock symbol. Bob, thanks. Oh, go ahead.
Just 10 seconds. It isn't only the passion towards the company. It's the passion to the shareholders. I spoke to a gentleman this morning on the phone who has 38,000 shares, and he probably is watching this and knows who he is. He's as important, and those shares are as important as the 70 million shares that I own or control in the company. We care about the shareholders. We care about the business, and we are very passionate about all of it.
Passion and dedication right here on Money TV. Thanks so much, Bob.
Welcome. Thank you.